Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's live stream broadcast of Vol State Pioneers baseball versus a Southwestern Illinois College Blue Storm. Game 3 of the 3-game series. We'll play a 9-inning contest today here in Gallatin, Tennessee, on the campus of Vol State Community College. A lot of athletic events happening today. Every athletic team that Vol State has is playing today. Lady Pioneers softball playing across the campus, and women's and men's basketball playing at home today. So lots happening here in Gallatin, Tennessee. Middle Tennessee, just outside of Nashville, Tennessee, if you're not familiar with the area. Thank you for joining us. A doubleheader split yesterday to 7-inning scheduled games. Game 2 went 8 innings before the Pioneers won in walk-off fashion, with Hunter Searcy doubling into right center field to drive home Carter Vrabel with the winning run. Game that the Pioneers won 3-2 after dropping game 1 7-0 to the Blue Storm. Here's the starting lineup first for the Blue Storm of Southwestern Illinois College, just outside of St. Louis. Mike Maloney will lead off and play shortstop. Jared Comia batting second, playing center field. Gavin Arsenault plays second base and bat third. Nick Varan, the designated hitter, will hit cleanup. Chris Akers will bat fifth and be behind the plate. Will Sertin will get his first action of the season, batting sixth, playing first base. Grant Richards at third base, batting seventh. Brendan Brock in right field, batting eighth. Nick Melvin bat ninth and play left field. And on the mound for the Blue Storm, Gavin Wernsing, a 6'1", 255-pound freshman left-hander from Stewardson, Illinois. The Pioneers will go with Jake Burris in center field leading off. Ethan Huddleston move over to second base and bat second. Chase Mizell in right field, batting third. Landon Godsey will be the designated hitter today, hitting cleanup. Carter Vrabel playing third base, batting fifth. Brody Melton will get his first collegiate start in the field today. He will play first base and bat sixth. Hunter Searcy, game 2 hero yesterday, playing left field, batting seventh. Caleb Hawkins will be behind the plate, batting eighth and getting his collegiate debut start. Logan Molnar will bat ninth and play shortstop. And on the mound, Danton Reinhardt from Collinwood, Tennessee, will get his second start of the season. We are ready for our national anthem. We'll be right back. Time to play ball here on a Saturday afternoon in Middle Tennessee. 51 degrees, mostly cloudy. It's sun is out, but it's a bit subdued. Folks in attendance brought blankets and heavy coats. Yesterday's game about the same temperature, maybe a couple degrees warmer. But the wind doesn't appear right now to be blowing quite as hard as it did yesterday, but there's a chance that it will dial up a little bit later on Ball definitely not traveling out of the park toward the outfield yesterday, as there were no home runs hit. There was one that came close at the track in left field. One did go out of the park down the left field line, but it was foul. It is great to be back at the ballpark. This is the home opening series for the Pioneers, and they are debuting their Baby Blues here in Game 3 of the series with Southwestern Illinois College. Wearing white pants, baby blue tops with red sleeves underneath, red socks. Danton Reinhardt finishes his warm-up tosses, and we are about to get underway here at the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex at Pioneer Field. Ball State comes in with a 3-3 record after splitting 2 doubleheaders down at Central Alabama, and SWIC splitting yesterday comes in with a 1-1 record, and ball 1 to Mike Maloney, and we are underway right before 1 o'clock, 12:59. That ball's driven to deep left field, and just as I say, ball's not going to get out of here, or didn't go yesterday. It went out on the first swing by Mike Maloney. Hunter Searcy went back to the fence and then looked up. Had no shot at making that grab. So a solo shot for Mike Maloney gives the Blue Storm an early 1-0 lead. Jared Comia, the center fielder, steps into the plate. He will square around the bunt, pull the bat back as pitch goes high. Comia went 2 for 2 in his first 2 at-bats of the Game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. Cooled off a bit after that. A breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Tapped foul to the Blue Storm dugout. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thank you for joining us on the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter. Count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Jared Comia, 6'2", 200-pound sophomore from St. John, Indiana. He taps one just past the outstretched hand of Danton Reinhardt. Ethan Huddleston coming into the grass area, makes the grab, throws on the run in time to Brody Melton to retire the speedy Comia for the first out of the first inning. Huddleston in the first 6 games has started at shortstop, moved to second base yesterday in Game 2 after Matt Hall was hit by a pitch in the head and ended up coming out for a pinch runner for that half inning. Ended up going back into the game at second base for, I believe it was maybe 2 innings that he went back into the field, but ultimately Huddleston ended up moving to shortstop, and Logan Molnar made his collegiate debut in the field yesterday. Logan did not get an at-bat in yesterday's game. Driven out to right field, back goes Jace Mizell a few steps and settles under to make the grab for out number 2. So after a leadoff home run by Mike Maloney, Danton Reinhardt has retired the next 2 batters. Now Nick Varan, the designated hitter, steps to the plate. Varan 2 for 3 in Game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday, 0 for 3 with an RBI in Game 2. Had 2 RBIs in Game 1. Reinhardt with his second start of the season. He started game 3 of that 4-game set down in Central Alabama. 6'3", 190-pound redshirt sophomore from Wayne County, Tennessee, Collinwood. Fastball tails just outside. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. Son of Brett and Jana Reinhardt, brother to Trace. There's a breaking pitch that stays down. Count goes 3-1 to Varan. Danton is the grandson of Papa and Granny in Iron City, Tennessee. Last year, 13 appearances, 2 starts. He walks Nick Varan after retiring 2 straight. 6 days ago, last Sunday down at Alexander City, Alabama, Danton went 4 innings, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs. They were earned, walked 2, struck out 2. Did take the loss. Game that the Pioneers lost 3-2. Swing and a miss by Chris Akers on a slow breaking pitch. Nick Varan a year ago was 3 for 6 in stolen bases. Has a pretty good lead and was going back to first base when Danton Reinhardt delivered that tailing fastball to the plate. Long look over to first base and delivers another breaking pitch. Swung on and missed. Chris Akers wearing a different uniform number than he did last year. Wore number 9, wearing 6 this year. 6 foot, 210-pound sophomore from Elmwood Park, Illinois. Backs away from that breaking pitch. Just missed some shoe leather there. Played in 49 games a year ago. 7 home runs, 22 RBIs, hit .254 for the Blue Storm. It's one out to center field, sends Jake Burris back about 5 steps, and he will get under it. Collect it for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Blue Storm strike first, and the first batter of the ball game, Mike Maloney, a solo shot to left field to give Southwestern Illinois College the lead. We're heading to the bottom of the 1st. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Heading to the bottom of the first inning here at Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. Pioneers will send Jake Burris, Ethan Huddleston, Jace Mizell to face Gavin Wernsing, freshman left-hander, for his first action of the year here in Game 3 for the Blue Storm. Wernsing 6'1", 255 from Stewartson, Illinois. Jake Burris, the only Pioneer to get a hit in Game 1 of the series, and that was in the 7th inning in a 7-0 shutout that the Pioneers lost to the Blue Storm. First pitch by Wernsing in there for a called strike. Burris was 0 for 3 in Game 2. Had a sacrifice bunt that was helpful in the 5th inning to score 1 run to tie the ball game. Swing and a miss. Burris was 4 for 13 in the 4-game series with Central Alabama. Had 1 RBI. So far hitting .278 on the young season. From Grove City, Ohio, welcome Sherry Burris, Dave Holbrook, that always tune in, and also his grandparents, all from Grove City, Ohio. Jake Burris, 3rd-year player for the Pioneers. Got that free 2021 season. Played 32 games in 2021, 44 games a year ago. Swings and pops that one out of play. Count stays at 1 ball, 2 strikes. A year ago, hit .331, led the team in hit by pitches, walks, doubles, hits, at bats, and led the entire world in outfield assists in left field with 9, and had one yesterday. Threw an absolute strike from left center field to retire a would-be run for the Blue Storm. On deck, Ethan Huddleston. And the 2-2 swung on and missed. Wernsing delivers a high fastball that Burris could not hold up on. Ethan Huddleston from Gallatin, Tennessee. Gallatin High School just right down the street here from Vol State campus. Also a 3rd-year player, taking a medical red shirt for last year. Huddleston hitting .286 on 6 games already. 6 hits in 21 at-bats, including a 3-run home run down in Central Alabama. Had 2 hits in Game 2. Now up in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 pitch. High and away, 3 balls, no strikes. Looking out these brand new custom windows from MGM Industries. Thanks to Joe Gaskins. Son-in-law Patrick Stewart for a clear view. Little slider there on a 3-0 pitch. Good take by Huddleston. See what he throws on a 3-1 right here. Fastball is delivered out to center field. Back goes Kamiya. He's still going back, and that ball is off the top of the wall. Huddleston rounds second base, and he will get into third base as that ball bounced off the fence back toward the infield. Kamiya had gotten all the way to the wall. That thing hit a lot harder off that fence than I thought it would, because it was a high fly ball. I thought it would have a chance to just drop right there at the wall, but it did not. So a stand-up triple for Ethan Huddleston with one out. Gets the Pioneers rolling here with an RBI machine stepping to the plate. Jace Mizell. Well, yesterday the ball wasn't traveling anywhere near like this as Mizell swings through. Off-speed pitch there for Wernsing. The one out and a runner at third. Right fielder Jace Mizell from Metropolis, Illinois. Pops it up in the infield. He's not going to like that. Third baseman Grant Richards comes in and will make the catch. Jace knows he missed an RBI opportunity right there, and he will hope that his teammate Landon Godsey, the DH, here in Game 3 of the series, can pick him up. Godsey so far is leading the team in RBIs, has 5 RBIs, hitting .353, 6 for 17 so far, 1 home run. Slices one down the first baseline, just past first base coach John Ripel, who's obviously watching and learning from Coach McGuire down at third base to not stick his foot out or hand out to try to catch any of these hard shots down the line. Nothing good can come from that. Fastball stays high. Working smarter, not harder here. Ethan Huddleston with a one-out triple at third base. He was about 2 feet away from getting a solo shot himself. Swing and a miss. Looked like a changeup. Godsey could not hold up on. Godsey was 6 for 13 in the 4-game series with a hit in every game and an RBI in every game down in Central Alabama. And there's a line drive into right center field that will get into the glove of Brendan Brock. Hung up there just a little bit too long, and the Pioneers waste an Ethan Huddleston triple and do not score in the bottom of the first inning. So after 1, SWIC leads 1-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Demery's back at Gallatin, Tennessee, where Danton Reinhardt delivers the first pitch to Wilser 10, who has his first action of the season playing first base. Wilser from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. 1-1. Folks, I'm going to get this figured out one of these days. We're going to find a better way to do this. I keep on having finger problems with too many windows up. 2-ball, 1-strike count according to the new Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard being run by Tyler Holsworth. Swing and a miss. And count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wilson Ten, T-H-E-N, pronounced like the number 10. Breaking pitch misses inside. We have our first full count of the ball game. This full count will be brought to you by our friends over at Toyota of Gallatin, who have provided the brand new scoreboards here for the baseball and softball. And a leadoff walk for Wilson 10. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring in an alumni here for Volunteer State, Greg Hunter, also known as Butch, who's a friend of the program. And I know we had an alumni weekend last April, and he was very much a part of that. Butch, good having you here. Thanks for your visit.
Absolutely, Tim. Thank you so much for allowing me to be on. Hey, just a shout out to all of our alumni guys that played. Just FYI, I played right field in '78 and shortstop in '79, and then went on to UT Martin and played right field my junior year and played shortstop my senior year. So it's great to be out at the park just to watch the guys play today. It's been a great day to just.
It's good having you here. A 1-1 count to Grant Richards. Tapped foul at the plate. And make sure your microphone is working right. Well, there we go. That's what the problem is. We got one more thing to put in there. Hey, now we can hear you.
That sounds great.
There we go.
That's better.
Doesn't that sound better in your headset?
Just a little bit, yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks so much. I get silence at home, but not usually at the ballpark.
Well, I apologize for that, but I have warned the audience that I'm not schooled in this, as Richards drops one in front of Hunter Searcy out in left field. First 2 batters have reached here in the second inning. So the second walk by Reinhardt, and then the second hit for the Blue Storm. All right, we'll need to go through those particulars. As Greg Hunter, more commonly known to his friends as Butch, an alumni here. As I did not have your microphone in, you could hear Butch, but we weren't hearing you on that. So as Brendan Brock steps to the plate, tell the folks who you are again.
Yeah, Tim. Hey, thanks. Greg Hunter, but all coaches, everybody knew me as Butch. Played here in spring of '78 and '79. Started in right field in '78 and shortstop my sophomore year. Then I transferred to UT Martin and played right field my junior year and played shortstop my senior year. So it's just great to be out here to watch the guys play. It's got a great day for this, and just proud of the program, and what we're hoping is to get as many alumni back involved as we can as we go forward. But
we had the alumni event last April as Brendan Brock laid down a nice sacrifice bunt that Danton Reinhardt threw over to Melton at first base. Moved the runners over to second and third with 1 out. Nick Melvin, number 9 hole hitter, stepping to the plate. We had an alumni event last April, I believe it was during a conference weekend. Had a Friday night dinner and then grill out here at the ballpark last April. We're going to do that again this year?
Well, I think what we're planning on doing is just maybe picking a Saturday where there's maybe a doubleheader being played, and just have it just one day this year.
Okay, so no meal Friday night.
No meal Friday, but some of the efforts that we started was we're looking to build a patio with bricks that has former players, their names, position, years they played. So we had a good start to that at the alumni weekend, and we're looking forward. I know Coach Hudson sent out an email this week to kind of get everybody involved in that. So I just encourage all the alumni to really look at that, look at the email on Facebook and everything, and just try and get involved.
Okay. I knew we'd collected some money last year for alumni, but those of you that are out there, that family of these players that are playing right now. We've got several, probably half the squad, that will be alumni next year, as Nick Melvin hits a line drive that Jace Mizell caught at his knees. Will Surtain did not test Mizell's arm. Must have heard about his rocket that he threw a runner out at home last weekend. Reinhardt trying to get out of the jam, and a base hit up the middle by Mike Maloney will drive in 2 runs. So Maloney has driven in all 3 of the runs for the Blue Storm, as he hit a solo home run to start the game, and now delivers a 2-out two RBI single up the middle. Reinhardt almost got a glove on it, but not able to get down quick enough. So 3 hits now in the game for the Blue Storm, and Jared Comia stepping to the plate. So we had a cookout, I know, last year. How many alumni participated? Do you remember how many?
I think we had close to 60, between maybe 60 and 70 alumni that came back. We had, several players that I played with that I hadn't seen in I won't tell you how long, but many years. But since 78, 79, came back. So it's good to see them. But yeah, just trying to start that alumni again, just to get involved, get up here and support the team and coaches. It's just a great time to be out at the ballpark.
And who was your coach in the late 70s?
Coach Tom Kirby.
It was Tom Kirby.
Tom Kirby. He actually came back for the event. I think he lives in Knoxville now, but he's looked great. So it's great to see him, and Coach Randy Darnell was our assistant.
Okay.
And but yeah, we had a great team, and like I said, just it was a lot of memories, and just you make lifelong friends as you're playing.
I've been involved with the Vol State baseball program now for right about a year, and it is amazing how many places that I'll go, and just in talking, we'll find out, oh yeah, I played there in '83 or whatever it was. Although there's a time there, a couple of years, that the program went away. I just found that out, and having played at Belmont, and there was in '80 to '82, there was quite a few folks that came through the programs that I played against, where players came from Vol State. We had several that came over to Belmont. I had no idea that the program went away for a couple of years. But Kenny Thomas, was he the first? There's a ground ball down to first base. It'll go foul. Was Kenny Thomas the first coach back after the hiatus?
He may have been.
Okay.
I did not know him personally, but yeah, I think you're right there.
Okay. Well, KT is somebody that I do know. I spent the summer of 2021 with him as he coached the Full Count Rhythm Wood Bat League team. There's that ball sliced out the left field. Hunter Searcy on the run, cannot make the grab, and then will drive in another run. Jared Comia continues to go the opposite way into left field to get base hits. So a double and an RBI drives in Mike Maloney. Ball just kept tailing toward the corner away from Hunter Searcy. 3 runs have come across for the Blue Storm here in the second inning. They take a 4-0 lead. Ground ball to Vrabel on 2 hops. He picks and throws over to first base to retire Arsenault. The Blue Storm score 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors, 1 runner left on base. Now lead 4-0. We'll keep it right here. Talk to Butch further about the alumni availability. I guess last year we had talked about the bricks, and that's why I was talking about the current players. Families buy a brick for $100, put your name, the years you played here,
and your position,
and and they're going to build like a little, what is it, a 20 by 20, 10 by 10?
Probably a 20 by 20 patio.
A patio, right as you come in the complex here.
Yep.
On the Toyota of Gallatin side, I'll say.
There you go.
Since they've put forth a huge donation for the scoreboards. So just as you come in that particular gate, to the right there on the ground, put a brick little patio right there. So that'd be an awesome place for it. But
yeah.
to commemorate your son, your grandson, nephew, whatever it is, $100 to get a brick. I don't know how many bricks we need for the size patio we're looking at. But
yeah, I think Coach Hudson, I think he's getting ready to order about 40 possibly that we picked up during the alumni weekend.
Okay.
That players bought and everything. But 20 by 20, that's a lot of space.
Okay. Well, we need an engineer to figure that out as to how many bricks there are.
Absolutely.
We'll see if we can get one of our brightest minds up here in the press box. Tyler Holsworth. No? Alex Qualls. The total blank look from Alex Qualls, our PA guy. But he's concentrating on PA. I guess I could get us out of that inning. What was the question? Probably. No question. There's no question as Carter Vrabel steps to the plate here in the bottom of the second inning, flies out to right field to start the bottom of the second inning. Vrabel struggling at the beginning of the season, did get his first hit yesterday. And Brody Melton steps to the plate. His first collegiate hit was a triple down in Central Alabama, and he also delivered a base hit in Game 2 of yesterday's doubleheader. Went 1 for 2. He drives the first pitch he sees out to center field. Jared Comia comes in and makes the grab. So 2 quick outs for Gavin Wernsing here in the bottom of the second. So quite a number of bricks that will need to be purchased, and you think about 40 have already been donated. I know several or a couple of the players that I played with at Belmont who were Vol State alum, Johnny Angel and Jimmy Whitaker were in attendance last year. So
played with both of them. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Johnny, great guy. Jimmy as well. And and there's an opportunity too. I mean, even on our team, we had 4 or 5 players that have since passed away. So you have opportunity to remember them as well.
In memorial.
And so a bunch of us have basically just bought a brick for them as well.
Okay.
So I'm hoping we'll have probably 40 to 50 bricks as soon as they get that installed with players' names.
2 strikes on Hunter Searcy, the hero of yesterday's Game 2 with a game-winning RBI double into right center field. His parents were here in attendance, Larry and Doty, and they're, I think, back home in Louisville watching today's game on the broadcast. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. There's lifted out to left field. Nick Melvin will come in and make the catch. So here we go. We went right to left that inning. Fly out to right, fly out to center, and a fly out to left. Coach McGuire is going to be saying it's too many flyouts. So I'll move us at least out of the inning this time. We'll still talk to Greg Hunter, known to the folks when he played as Butch. So you live in the area now?
We live in Hendersonville, so
okay.
not too far. And so we're close.
Okay. So, and Bobby Hudson, who's the athletic director here, has been with Vol State in one capacity or another, I believe, for about 37 years. So
absolutely.
That's the mid-'80s, I think he told me
he
started.
Yep.
And nothing says Vol State sports like Bobby Hudson.
Coach Hudson,
coached women's and men's basketball, Not sure if he had much to do with baseball. I don't know.
Other than just being friends with us. I mean, that's
right.
because we went to school together. But
Right.
well, Tim, hey, I appreciate you allowing me some time here. I know the folks on our broadcast, hey, they want to get back to the game and hear about their players and everything there. But I would just encourage all the alumni that are out there to, hey, look for ways to get involved behind our team here. It's just a great facility, and it's just a great team effort. So just hey, look for ways you can get involved and look for the posts from Coach Hudson and everything on Facebook and everything. And I know we're hosting the tournament this year, end of May, supposedly.
It'll be early May, probably beginning of the second week.
Okay.
Is when that happens.
Well, I think the plan is to have that patio built before that weekend. So hopefully we can get a bunch of the alumni out here to see that. And again, just hey, kind of just going forward. Find a way to get behind your team because it's a great program. A lot of great memories here. So, but I appreciate you allowing me to come up and.
Great having you on. Sorry for the technical difficulties to begin with, but you're my first guest of the year for 2023.
Well there you have it.
And
there's only room for improvement then, right?
Yeah, I'll do better the next time. But you did great. But thanks for coming up and visiting. And if Bobby tells you to come up and talk to me, then that's what you need to do. Bobby knows best.
That's right.
Okay.
Hey, thanks again, Tim.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Great to have Butch up on the broadcast. Thank you for his support of Pioneer Baseball and Vol State Athletics. He may probably going to go over to watch some softball or maybe catch some women's basketball here in about 25 minutes as well. Cade Sanders call to the Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. Cade Sanders comes in relief of Danton Reinhardt. First pitch to Nick Varan is low and away. Another breaking pitch misses. 2 balls, no strikes. Cade Sanders, 5'11", 205-pound redshirt sophomore from right down the road in Hendersonville, Tennessee. General Studies major. Fastball tapped down to Vrabel, and he will get it on 2 hops. Throw over to Brody Melton in time to retire Nick Varan. Sanders, right-handed pitcher. The son of Clay and Tressa Sanders, the older brother to Kylie, who's at UT Chattanooga, and Witten, who's probably about 10, I guess, now. He's a little player. He can, very athletic young man. Witten named after my coach and Clay Sanders' coach at Belmont, Coach Dave Witten, who's passed away several years ago. Sanders misses with the first 2 pitches that he's delivered to Chris Akers. Akers flew out to center field in his first at-bat. Now looking at a 3-0 pitch. Cade Sanders, grandson of Nama here in Hendersonville and granddad in Centerville, Tennessee. Four-pitch walk to Akers. Dan Reinhardt went 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs that were earned, walked 2. Did not strike out a batter. Sanders on for his second appearance of the year. First pitch into Wilser 10 in there for a called strike. Sanders pitched in game 2 of the season last Saturday. Through a third of an inning, give up 2 hits, 5 earned runs, walked 2. In a tough 6-run 6th inning, that was the difference. Central Alabama won 6-2 in that game, and Cade Sanders took the loss. Runner goes, pitch called a strike, throw not in time. Another stolen base for the Blue Storm. That's 2 here on the day. A runner now in scoring position. Searcy in left, Burris in center, Mizell in right, and Burris is playing about as deep a center field as I've seen him play. There's a ground ball to Molnar. This will be his first attempt, and he is successful on a 6-3 put out on the play. Akers moves to third base. Tyler Holsworth, who's up here running the scoreboard, might have been that guy out there at shortstop, but for a shoulder surgery. And he will take a medical red shirt and earn that half a credit on scoreboard operation. 2 outs and a runner at third, and Grant Richards had a single into left field. His first plate appearance. Sanders delivers a strike to Richards. Richars. Richards. I don't think I've seen that spelling before. There's another line drive out to left field. Hunter Searcy will come in and make the grab. 4 out number 3. Sanders works around a 1-out walk and puts up a 0. First 0 on the board for Southwestern Illinois College. We're headed to the bottom of the third, down 4-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Race back for the bottom of the third inning. Pioneers have a hit. Now it's time to get a run. Caleb Hawkins looking for his first hit of the season. Steps to the plate. Hitting in the 8th spot for the Pioneers today. He swings and misses at the first pitch from Gavin Wernsing. On deck, Logan Molnar. Caleb Hawkins, a redshirt sophomore, 6'2", 190 pounds. Fouls that pitch straight back to the screen. The son of Ray and Misty Hawkins, and the brother to Grant, Haley, and Hannah. Grandson of grandmother and Bobby in Hendersonville and Granny in Smyrna, Tennessee. Played in 35 games a year ago. Hit .299, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs. As the #1 catcher for the Pioneers. Stays alive against Gavin Wernsing. Again, the Pioneers wearing the baby blue jerseys for the first time. Coach McGuire shaking things up a little bit. There's a tapper down the first base line. It will go foul. If you want to join the show today like Dave Holbrook did, all the way up in Grove City, Ohio, you can send me an email at treecesports@gmail.com. That's TREECE sports@gmail.com. Got 70 plus of you watching on YouTube. And I don't have Twitter pulled up to see how many are there, but there was a good number yesterday, so thank you for tuning in today. There's a line drive to center field, sends Jared Comia back, but he will make another over-the-shoulder running catch to track that ball down. Hawkins put a charge into that one. It's a good-looking center fielder out there that the Blue Storm have. That kid can go get him. Made several catches just like that in yesterday's ball game, and I was kind of surprised he didn't make the grab on Ethan Huddleston's shot into left center field, but with the way the wind was blowing, it was blowing it away from him, so that one, the wind's holding that one up a bit. And with one out, Logan Molnar makes his collegiate debut at the plate. 6'1", 175-pound freshman infielder from Thompson Station, attended Independence High School, business administration major, the son of Joe and Barbara Molnar, and the brother to Sam. Swings and misses on the 1-0 count. Logan, a little bit injured in the fall, didn't get quite as many at-bats. There's a ground ball to short. Maloney on a couple hops, picks and throws over to 10 at first base, who, after taking a couple steps into the infield, then turns around and looks at his back heel like maybe the runner might have clipped his heel. At 2 outs, brings up Jake Burris, the pride of Grove City, Ohio. Ohio State Buckeye fan. There's a line drive to Maloney, who makes the grab for out number 3. Burris hit that one on the screws, but nothing to show for it. A 1-2-3 inning for Wernsing. Pioneers, 3 innings of zeros on the board. Find themselves down 4-0, a third of the way through the ball game. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Cade Sanders back out for inning number 2. Brendan Brock will lead off for the Blue Storm. They're ahead 4-0. He swings at the first slider that he sees from Cade Sanders and fouls that one off. Sharp break to that pitch. He might call it a curveball. I call it a slider. Another, like maybe a cut fastball there, misses low and away. Brendan Brock had a successful sacrifice bunt in his first at bat, almost beat it out. There's another ground ball to Vrabel, gets it on the short hop, and a dart over to Logan, or to Brody Melton for out number one. Vrabel looks like any arm troubles that he had last spring or last fall, that they are of no concern any longer. When he lets that thing go, there's no stronger arm on this field than Carter Vrabel down there at third base. Line drive to right field. That may be trouble as Jace Mizell comes over to the line and cannot make the grab, as Nick Melvin will pull into second base with a seeing eye double that just missed the glove of Jace Mizell. Melvin now 1 for 2 after flying out to Mizell. This one he was able to get just under the glove that fell about a foot away from the right field line. Brings up Mike Maloney, who's 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs and a home run. He looks at the first pitch, slider in there for a called strike. Maloney 1 for 3 in game 1 of yesterday's doubleheader, 0 for 2 in game 2. Now 2 for 2, so 3 hits for the weekend thus far. 5 hits now for the Blue Storm. They are threatening to score again here in the top of the 4th inning. Maloney hit a solo shot over to left field. Second pitch that he saw of the ball game. Pitch goes low. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. I believe it's $100 for one of those alumni bricks. That pavilion should look very, very nice and classy, and that's exactly what Coach McGuire is attempting to do here at the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. There's a slider in there for a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Maloney with 1 out and a runner at second. Sprucing up the field. If you saw it last spring or last fall and had come out now, a lot of changes. And I'm not talking just at the press box. I'm talking about all the way around. Nice pitch on the outside corner at the letters. Called strike 3. Down goes Maloney for the first time in this ball game. 2 outs now. First strikeout for Sanders. First strikeout of a Blue Storm batter here today. Jared Comia, who doubled just past the outstretched arm of Hunter Cersei in the second inning, drove in Maloney. Stepping to the plate, he's 1 for 2 here in game 3 of the series. Looks at a pitch in the dirt. Comia was 3 for 5 in the doubleheader yesterday. So 4 for 7. And the start to the 2023 season for the sophomore center fielder, and drills one out to center field. Jake Burris will come in and collect it on 2 hops. That ball not hit that hard, but hit in the right spot. Drives in another run for the Blue Storm. That's 2 RBIs now for Comia. He and Mike Maloney have all 5 as Melvin comes in to score the 5th run. Gavin Arsenault stepping to the plate. Breaking pitch over for strike 1. Arsenault from Oswego, Illinois, 5'10", 165-pound sophomore. Sanders throws over to first, not in time. So we found out yesterday that the ruling from the umpires of yesterday of pitcher stepping off, as there's another ground ball to Hopper to Carter Vrabel, throws on to first base, stretched by Brody Melton to retire Arsenault. But another run on the board for the Blue Storm on 2 hits. No errors, 1 runner left on base after 3.5, 5-0. Southwestern Illinois College leads the Pioneers. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Ethan Huddleston will lead off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Pioneers. He has the lone hit of the contest for Vol State, a triple off the left center field wall. And he will square around to bunt, pull the bat back on the breaking pitch for, it's called a strike by home plate umpire Adam Clark out on the base path. Calling the bases is Brock Ballou, 2-man crew. And there's Huddleston shaking his head again on one of those pitches called a strike in the left-handed batter's box. He's had a number of those already in this young season. Here, game 7 for the Pioneers. 0-2 pitch. It's a little bit too far outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Three for 7 for the weekend. Off-speed pitch misses low. Count goes 2-2 to Ethan Huddleston. Looking for a 4-year school, as all of these sophomores and redshirt sophomores for Pioneers are looking. Nobody has committed yet to further their education. Home plate umpire says Ethan Huddleston crossed the plate and goes down swinging for out number 1. That's now 9 straight that Gavin Wernensing has retired. His 2nd strikeout of the ball game. Brings it to plate Jace Mizell, popped out to 3rd base in his first plate appearance. Fastball poured in there on that outside corner. Wernensing not throwing a lot of pitches. Staying pretty close to the plate, keeping the Pioneer hitters off base. That ball's drilled to left field, but it will go foul and off of the road on the other side of the Pioneer bullpen. That's remodeled a little over a year ago by Summit Concrete. Chuck Akers, former player at MTSU for Jim McGuire. Thanks to Summit Concrete for their support, their donation to Vol State baseball. The 1-2 pitch swung on, another line drive to shortstop Mike Maloney, and he will make the grab on that sinking line drive for out number 2. Landon Gotze will step to the plate. He hit a line drive to the right fielder, Brendan Brock, to end the threat in the first inning. Ethan Huddleston had 1-out triple, was left stranded. Breaking pitch stays outside to Gotze. From Indianapolis, Indiana, true sophomore for the Pioneers. Was the backup catcher a year ago, and there's another hard hit ball. This will get to the left field, and it will get over the head of Nick Melvin. Gotze will cruise into second base with a 2-out double. Need to keep Landon Gotze hot. He smoked that ball. Landon Gotze, son of Paul and Suzanne Gotze, brother to Nick, and grandson of Grandma and Grandpa and Terre Haute, and Mamaw in Newcastle, Indiana. And we can't forget Aunt Rocks in Somerset, Kentucky. Brings it to play with 2 outs. Carter Vrabel. First pitch to Carter on the outside corner, called strike. Two hits now for the Pioneers. Carter Vrabel with his first knock of the season. A flare into right center field. He fouls that one to the screen, down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Started in 41 games for Coach Jim McGuire a year ago, had 120 at-bats, led the team in home runs with 12 and RBIs with 40. He hit .250 for the season. Season 02 pitch, Stay High. The son of Mike and Jennifer Vrabel, brother to Tyler, not Holsworth. I don't know if you've seen Carter's brother, Tyler Vrabel, but pretty good-sized fella, former lineman for Boston College. Swings at a breaking pitch that was destined for the knees on the corners. Big Jay Sharla bringing out. How did I strike? Did I just strike out? Apparently. Something kicked. We got, what happened here? 2 outs. I must have struck Carter out on a foul ball. That's probably what happened. Yeah, let me get that scoreboard back right. When I get my intern back, folks, or I find me an intern, then the scoreboard probably will operate a lot better if I don't have to worry about it. Tyler, I need another one of you sitting right here operating this scoreboard. In the summertime, it's my wife, but right now she's taking care of her very ill mother who's in the hospital and has been for coming up on 2 weeks. Another foul ball off to the right side. Count stays at 2 balls, 2 strikes. There are 2 outs and a runner at second base. Landon Gotze with a 2-out double. Smoked to the fence in left field. Warren Singh delivers. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Count goes full. Toyota of Gallatin, full count. Again, we want to thank Friends over at Toyota Gallatin for their sizable contribution to the Ball State Athletic Department. Brand new scoreboard here at the baseball complex as well as the softball complex. We're awaiting additional signage that'll go over the top of it. 3-2 pitch, swung on and fouled off down the third base line. Jake Thompson, general sales manager, I believe. Steve Barrios, a friend of mine, friend of the Full Count Ministry, is the used car sales manager over there. And I got my great deal on my Toyota Tundra a couple years ago. I would highly recommend going over and seeing them. 3-2 pitch, swung on and lifted into center field, but there's Jared Comia as the ball stays up in the air for out number 3. Hard hit ball, but just didn't get down for Carter Vrabel. He's now 0 for 2 in the contest. Pioneers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 runner left on base. After 4 complete, Pioneers are down 5-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Nick Varum will lead off the top of the 5th inning, facing Cade Sanders on for his 3rd inning of work in relief of Danton Reinhardt. Blue Storm of Southwestern Illinois College with a 5-0 lead. First pitch at the knees for a strike. Nick Varum, 6'4", 235 pounds, from Palatine, Illinois. I think that's how you say that. Palatine. It's either Palatine or Palatine. Sophomore first baseman or DH. He fouls one off to the right side. We got the scoreboard we got to run as our man Tyler Holsworth apparently had 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alex Qualls doing triple duty up here. PA, DJ, and now scoreboard. Count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just as long as they don't ask me to spin another plate and pick up running that scoreboard there. My head might explode, Alex. Swing and a miss on a slow breaking pitch there. And Nick Varan goes down swinging. 2nd strikeout for young Cadro Sanders. Has international experience, played baseball while he was in middle school in Las Mesas, Nicaragua. I happened to be there for his debut as he was pitching while his dad was catching. I believe he was about 13 years old on that mission trip with Full Count Ministries. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike to Chris Akers, 0 for 1 with a walk. Overhand breaking pitch there. He's got a tight curveball or slider. That's what I call the tighter one, is a slider, and then he's got the slower one. Not sure if it's the same grip or not, but Swing and a miss, and that's 2 strikeouts to begin the top of the 5th inning. Wilser 10 steps to the plate. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Wilser did not play in either of the 2 games yesterday. 6'2", 230-pound freshman. Again, one of several players on the roster from the DR, Dominican Republic. Let's see how many they have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 players showing from the DR. There's a ground ball to short. Molnar will grab on the run and throw high over the head of Brody Melton. Ball will hit off of the brick facade down the past the dugout, roll into shallow right field, and there will be a 2-out runner as 10 will reach on the error by Logan Molnar. He got it in time, just threw high as he was throwing on the run. The first error for either team here in game 3 of the 3-game set. Breaking pitch to Grant Richards in there for a called strike. So that all elusive 1-2-3 inning will go by the wayside here in the 5th for the Pioneers. Richards 1 for 2. Hit the ball on the button his last time, but right at Hunter Searcy to end the 3rd inning. Now looking at an 0-2 pitch. Sanders struck out the first 2 batters. Runner goes. Pitch called a ball. Throw down to second base is to the third base side of the bag. And 10 gets a stolen base. It appears as though head coach David Garcia has made a concerted effort to say we're going to run when we get a chance today. That's 3 stolen bases today by 3 different runners. Another slow breaking pitch in there for called strike 3 as Sanders strikes out the side. Actually should have gotten 4 outs there in that inning, but no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. Pioneers still find themselves behind, in need of some runs. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Summit Concrete called to the bullpen for the Blue Storm in relief of Gavin Warnsing, number 20 right-handed pitcher Tyler Altenbaumer. Common spelling of Altenbaumer, Altenbaumer. 5'9", 190-pound freshman. from St. Joseph, Illinois. I'm sorry. He might be 5'9", but he doesn't look 190 to me up here. But I wasn't the weight and height guesser at Opryland years ago, so I won't say that I know exactly what it is. But he is on in relief here in the 5th inning. Wernsing went 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, no runs. Brody Melton will be the first batter that Altenbomber will face, and he will throw a strike at the letters. So says home plate umpire Adam Clark. Brody Melton flew out to center field, swinging away, and fouls one down toward the Blue Storm bullpen. Drops harmlessly in front of the bullpen. Our new Rawlings signs that yours truly placed out there in front of both bullpens. Looks good. Melton looks at a pitch just off the inside corner. Blue Storm fans wanted that call. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Southwestern Illinois College. That ball could be trouble if it stays fair, and it does not. Just gets down that right field line. Foul ball. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Pioneers. Game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday, the Pioneers were 1 hit and shut out in 7 innings. 3 pitchers combined for that 1-hit shutout. There's another bid to get down that right field line, but Brendan Brock will get over and catch that just a step away from the right field line to retire Brody Melton. After Melton flirted with that line, Brock moved over a little bit farther and was in perfect position to catch that line drive. Hunter Searcy stepping to the plate, flew out to left field. He fouls one off to the right side. Searcy collected his first hit of the season. In the last at-bat of the ball game, the bottom of the 8th last night, thrilling game-ending double to right center field that Jared Comia was unable to get to. About the only ball he didn't get to yesterday. And thankfully for the Pioneers, that was a game ender as Carter Vrabel, who was running on the play from first base, came all the way around to score the game-winning run. Popped up to the right side. That should get out of play on the other side of the Blue Storm dugout, and it does. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes to the 6-foot, 185-pound sophomore from Louisville Eastern High School, son of Larry II and Doty, who were here yesterday in attendance, brother to Austin. Line drive out to right field. Brendan Brock getting tested again. He passes the test. 2 line outs to right field as Pioneers going the other way. It's 4 putouts for Brock out there in right field. Caleb Hawkins stepping to the plate. He flew out to center field. Comia's got 3 putouts out there in center field. So Tyler Altenbomber on in relief of Gavin Wernsing, the left-hander. Went 4 innings. A soft hit off the handle that is handled by Altenbomber. Underhands over to 10 at first base. 4 out number 3, and Pioneers go down in order. Again here in the bottom of the 5th, nothing but zeros on the board for the Pioneers so far. Scheduled for 9 innings. We are over halfway through here on a Saturday afternoon in Middle Tennessee. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Cade Sanders out on the mound for the Pioneers for inning number 4. Giving up 1 run on 2 hits. Struck out 4, walked 1 so far. Faced 13 batters as the music finally gets turned off. Sanders' first pitch misses low and away to Brendan Brock. Breaking pitch popped up down the right side. That could be playable. Brody Melton and Ethan Huddleston makes the Willie Mays basket catch in foul territory. And he is picked up right where he left off a year ago over there at second base and handling the position well. Nice defensive play to go along with a very, very nice defensive play that he made yesterday after moving over to second base on a ground ball up the middle, throwing on the run as he was heading toward left field. Turned and threw against his body in one hop to Landon Gotze, that just able to catch the runner at first base. Nick Melvin in the box now, 1 for 2. Looks at an overhand breaking pitch, apparently stayed too high. Doubled right at the right field line, just past the outstretched glove of Jace Mizell. There's a fastball that misses inside. Count goes 3 balls, no strikes on the Blue Storm left fielder Nick Melvin from Ottawa, Illinois. 3-0 pitch. Apparently not getting as much room off the plate on the inside corner as getting on the outside corner. 4-pitch walk to Melvin brings up Mike Maloney, the leadoff batter, who's 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs and a home run. Struck out looking in his last plate appearance. We'll see if they send the runner as the ball's in the dirt, but not far enough away for Melvin to advance. Saw some hit and run action yesterday. Pretty much just straight up steal attempts here. 3 for 3 today. Not a big lead. Another pitch down low. On deck, Jared Comia, who was 2 for 3. Sanders loved to get a ground ball to Logan Molnar or Ethan Huddleston right here. There's a pitch in the inside corner at the knees for called strike. .53 degrees now. Runner goes. There's that hit and run right there as Maloney slices one into right field. Throw in from Mizell all the way to on the fly to Carter Vrabel, but Maloney does not attempt to advance to second base. The hit and run works perfectly as Melvin was on the run. First and third situation with 1 out. Tough man to double up at the plate, Jared Comia. So Cade Sanders probably trying to go for a strikeout or a pop-up. Sanders will throw to Maloney. Not sure how long Maloney will stay at first base. 8 for 10 in stolen bases a year ago. Swing and a miss by Comia on a breaking pitch. Comia grounded out to second, doubled scored a run in the second, and Singleton scored a run in the fourth. Back up with runners in scoring position again. Another throw over to first base just to keep Maloney close. A 1 pitch. Strike called. I don't think he called that on the swing. Called that on the pitch location. Comia looked back at him like, are you kidding me? Definitely at the higher part of the zone, but another throw to first. Maloney back in time. So Sanders 2/3 of the way to that strikeout. Gavin Arsenault on deck. Comia, the number 2 hole hitter. Maloney stays put. Breaking pitch missed somewhere. Cade Sanders looking in, wondering where was that pitch. Must have missed low. Rosser says Comia is 6'2", 200 pounds. A sophomore, and the runner goes, swung on and tapped foul toward the on-deck circle. Maloney will trot back to first base. We will do that scenario all over again. First and third, 1 out, 1 ball, 2 strike count to Jared Comia. Fastball stays inside. Comia was hit with a pitch in yesterday's game. It was in game 1. Drew 2 walks in game 2. Young man's been on base. Runner stays, and he gets the strikeout. Tough man to strike out, but Cade Sanders delivers in the clutch with 1 out. Now 2 outs. And Gavin Arsenault at the plate, 0 for 3. 2 ground outs and a fly out. I'd be very surprised if Mike Maloney is not on the move early in this count. Check of the runner, throw not in time. 7 hits now, and this particular move I just found out today counts as a step off for Cade Sanders, because Caleb Hawkins, the catcher, was in the catcher's box. He calls time and steps out and calls a first and third situation play, and that counts as a step off. There could be it. Fly ball out to Jake Burris in center field, looking up into the high sky, and makes the grab for out number 3. And Cade Sanders wiggles out of a first and third 1 out situation. Gives up no runs. Good job by young Cade Sanders. No runs. There was 1 hit. No errors. 2 runners left on base. That's now 7 runners left on base by Southwestern Illinois College. They lead 5-0. Coming to the bottom of the 6th, you're listening to the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter. Logan Molnar stepping to the plate to start the bottom of the 6th inning for Vol State. Grounded out to his counterpart, Mike Maloney, at short in his first collegiate plate appearance. Looks at a pitch from Tyler Altenbomber, a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Molnar from Independence High School swings and misses on a fastball that was boring in on his knees. It was almost a defensive swing after he got started. The ball close to hitting him. 0-2 pitch. That ball does hit him. So it kept coming in, and too far in as Molnar will get his first on base. First hit batter of the contest for either team, and that puts a runner at first base. Big Jake Burris stepping into the box. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a line out. Looking to get top of the order here, actually the whole order, where they're feeling good hitting the ball. Burris with 5 hits on the season now here into Game 7. Fastball down low. It'll be Burris, Huddleston, and possibly Jace Mizell. 1, 2, and 3 for Vol State. Pitch sails high. Jake Burris looking to deliver with Logan Molnar on first base. Doesn't have a chance as that ball goes in the dirt, blocked by Akers behind the plate, and the count goes 3 balls and no strikes. Looks like a left-hander down in the Blue Storm bullpen getting ready. .30 pitch in there for a called strike. Sherry Burris's mom and Dave Holbrook say they'll be down next weekend, I would guess, for the holiday weekend. We've got several people that may be coming in as Wilser Tins does a little yoga over the top of Logan Molnar to make that grab on the pickoff attempt from Altenbomber. Possibly Lane Funneman down in the bullpen, a left-hander, as Burris will take a 5-pitch walk. So a hit batter and a walk. First 2 batters to reach off of Tyler Altenbomber, and out of the dugout comes head coach David Garcia. Puts runners at first and second with Ethan Huddleston stepping to the plate. Huddleston tripled in the first inning with 1 out, stranded there, and then struck out swinging on a check swing in the 4th inning. Huddleston now leads the team with, he's tied for the lead with Landon Godsey with 7 hits so far. Meeting is adjourned out on the mound. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Not a sacrifice bunt situation. Down 5 here in the bottom of the 6th inning with your 2-hole hitter up. He could be bunting for a hit, but there he is squaring around. The pitch goes down low. Maybe Coach McGuire's thinking we just need to scratch a run or 2 here, but first baseman 10 is playing in, expecting the bunt. Richards also creeping a bit. Huddleston does not square, takes fastball inside. Yesterday we saw the wheel play put on defensively by Southwestern Illinois. The shortstop goes to cover third base. First and third baseman's charge. Nobody charging here. There's a ground ball that gets into left field between short and third. Coach McGuire will hold up Molnar, and the bases will be loaded. Ethan Huddleston with his 8th hit of the year puts runners on all 3 bases. Didn't necessarily hit that extremely hard, but put it in the right spot for his 2nd hit of the contest. And that brings to the plate Jace Mizell. Mizell with 2 RBIs. Looking to pick up a couple more here as he sees a fastball go high. From Metropolis, Illinois. Swing and a drive out to left center field. Back goes Camilla. And also back and makes the catch is Nick Melvin. So at the base of the fence. What are they saying? They're saying that he caught it, or not exactly sure what the infielders are saying, but the base umpire, Brock Ballou, is coming in to maybe to scold somebody in and he now has tossed somebody. He's thrown somebody out of the game over in the Blue Storm dugout, and that's one of the coaches now is coming out and getting his money's worth. I mean, in the face of Brock Ballou, the base umpire, David Garcia, getting in the middle of it. But it looked to me like Nick Melvin made the catch at the fence and then threw back to second base. And I thought both runners from second and third were tagging up on the play, but they threw back into second base as though they had doubled off a runner at second base. It appears as though it was a sacrifice fly. Nice catch out there, actually, by Melvin in left field. I was looking at Comia, expecting him to make the grab. But Logan Molnar ends up coming in to score. So we have 1 out on the board, 1 run in, and runners at first and third. And Landon Godsey at the plate. First pitch he sees goes inside. So the shutout is over. The Pioneers threatening with Ethan Huddleston at first and Jake Burris at third. Landon Godsey at the plate. Fastball stays outside. Count goes 2 balls, no strikes. I'm not sure which coach that was tossed out of the game. There's a breaking pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Two-one pitch, first and third, 1 out, almost hits Landon Godsey. There are 5 assistant coaches for David Garcia for Southwestern Illinois College. Jeff Wetzler, who's an assistant coach, hitting coach, and strength and conditioning. Jacob Claspel. Claspel is also an assistant and pitching coach. Breaking pitch misses outside. Ball 4. Godsey reaches to load the bases in. That's the second walk, and that will be the last pitch thrown by Tyler Altenbaumer today. As out of the dugout comes David Garcia. Adam Donahue is an assistant coach and catching coach for the Blue Storm. Casey Fair is an assistant pitching coach, and Kevin Munline is an outfield coach. So I'm not sure which one of those coaches it was that was tossed out of the game, but whatever he said did not sit well with Brock Ballou, the base umpire. And he came in right away and gave a warning. And it didn't take long after that before he threw that coach out of the ball game. So we'll have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen, and we'll be right back to tell you who the new pitcher is after this short break. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Blue Storm. Lane Funneman, left-handed sophomore, 6'3", 195 pounds from Pana, Illinois, on for his first appearance of the season in relief of Tyler Altenbomber, who went one and a third innings, gave up 2 hits, walked 2, and also hit a batter. He's given up 1 run so far and is responsible for all 3 runners on base. Currently, as John Ripel heads back out to his spot at first base. Coach's box, Coach McGuire down at third base. Both base coaches have the red helmets on and their red Vol State hoodies. And Carter Vrabel stepping to the plate. Carter, my recollection, had 2 grand slams of his 12 home runs in 2022, and he swings the first pitch. It's a ground ball. Could be double play over to Maloney and on to first base. A 6-4-3 inning double play for the Blue Storm. So Lane Funneman comes in and throws 1 pitch and gets 2 outs. Nice turn at second base there by Gavin Arsenault. So a definite rally killer there. The Pioneers score 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. 2 runners left on base. They scratch for 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Still find themselves down 5-1. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. We'll bring in a whole new battery for the Pioneers. Left-hander John Tomlinson on in relief of Cade Sanders, 6'3", 180-pound redshirt freshman from Lebanon, Tennessee. Lebanon High School, transfer from MTSU. And we have a pinch hitter, looks like. Number 24, Turner Doran, batting for Nick Voran, or Varan. And he hits a weak ground ball to second base. Huddleston charges and throws onto first base. One pitch, one out for John Tomlinson by the pinch hitter Turner Doran. So John Tomlinson, the new pitcher, and the new catcher, Braden Vineyard, comes on for Caleb Hawkins. Catcher for the Blue Storm, number 6, Chris Akers, steps to the plate.
Up to bat, number 6, Chris Akers.
0 for 2 with a walk. Starts to go and holds up, but the pitch is called a strike. Turner Doran started game 1 of yesterday's doubleheader. Had a couple hits. The count 1-2. I had 2-1. Swing and a miss. Must have been 1-2. He'll go ahead and get the strikeout for John Tomlinson, who comes in to retire the first 2 batters and seeking to have the first 1-2-3 inning for the Pioneers here in game 3 of the series. Wilser 10 steps to the plate, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. First baseman for Southwestern Illinois. Pitch in the dirt. Scheduled for 9-inning contest today, playing a single game. Tomlinson, the son of Keith and Kim Tomlinson, the brother to Lauren, grandson Paul in Lebanon, and also grandma in Lebanon. He gets a 2-0 strike call. On deck, Grant Richards for the Blue Storm. Pioneers had a big inning that they were staring right down the barrel of in the bottom of the 6th, but Lane Funneman came in and threw one pitch with bases loaded and got a 6-4-3 double play that ended the hopes in the 6th. Tomlinson cannot get the 1-2-3 inning as he delivers a 2-out walk.
Now batting, number 5, Grant Richards.
Cade Sanders went 4 innings of relief, gave up 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Walked 2, struck out 5. Very good outing. A bounce back outing for Cade Sanders after giving up 5 earned runs down in Central Alabama. Grant Richards slices the first pitch he sees off the arm of, or out of the hand of John Tomlinson, and it goes down past the maintenance shed in foul territory. Campus off to the left on the third base side of the field. Off-speed pitch misses. The Gap incorporated a distribution center out there back in center field, left center field, right center field. Not part of the campus. There's a ground ball to second base. Ethan Huddleston will flip to Logan Molnar at second base to retire the Blue Storm. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. 3 more hacks at it for the Pioneers. We're 2/3 of the way through. Pioneers need some runs. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Bottom of the 7th inning, Pioneers will send up 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup. And the bell tolls for Brody Melton. He will step into the box for his 3rd plate appearance. 0 for 2 so far in today's game. Fly out to center field and a line out to right field as he was flirting with the right field line. Swings and misses at a breaking pitch from Lane Funneman. Came in to get the 6-4-3 double play. Retire the Pioneers with bases loaded and 1 out. Brody Melton from Tullahoma, Tennessee. Tullahoma High School. True freshman for the Pioneers. Corner infielder's been backing up Landon Godsey, and he pops that one up. Might be playable over toward the Blue Storm dugout, and the catcher Chris Akers over to make the grab for the first out. Nice hustle by the catcher. Sporting the mullet. Melton now 0 for 3. Hunter Searcy steps to the plate.
Now batting, number 12, Hunter Searcy.
Also 0 for 2. The Pioneers only have 3 hits, and that would be 2 of those by Ethan Huddleston, a triple and a single. And a double by Landon Godsey. Everybody else hitless. Ball in the dirt goes high off the glove of Chris Akers. Back to the backstop, Braden Vineyard, who came in the top of the 7th inning for Caleb Hawkins, retrieves that ball. Two-0 pitch fouled off. Searcy, the grandson of Pawpaw and Sit-To. That's Larry Sr. and Judy Searcy in Louisville, Kentucky, and Nana in Linden, Kentucky. Love our nanas and mammals and mamas, grandmas. My wife is called Zizi. We just haven't announced this. It was actually a little less than a week ago. Had our 6th grandchild. As that ball is lifted out to right center field, it might get down, and Gavin Arsenault goes back into the Bermuda Triangle between right field, center field, and second base, and makes a great play, diving toward the outfield fence to retire Hunter Searcy.
Now batting, number 37, Braden.
So 2 outs and nobody on. Braden Vineyard will get his first plate appearance of the game. So my daughter-in-law, Anna Reese, delivered Lucy Drew Reese on 2/5/23, right about 8 minutes before midnight last Sunday night, after Pioneers had returned from the weekend in Alexander City, Alabama. She'd been in labor all day long on Sunday. Breaking pitch to Braden Vineyard, misses outside. So congratulations to Wilson and Anna Reese. There's a line drive base hit up the middle. Braden Vineyard is starting off 2023 with a vengeance here. Line drive base hit. That's his 4th base hit in 10 official plate appearances. 4th hit for the Pioneers. He had to go a whole year, almost a whole year, from May until February, so I guess that's 9 months. After going 0 for 11 a year ago in his freshman year, to finally get his first collegiate hit, and now has 4 of them. Logan Molnar looking for his first as he sees a breaking pitch from Funneman in there on the inside corner, called strike. Pioneers need a bunch of base runners to push a few more runs across the plate, get back in this contest. Molnar, throw down to first base, and in there safely, says Brock Ballou, the base umpire. He will now check with the home plate umpire, who is probably trying to dance out of the way, as that pitch nearly hit Logan Molnar for the second time in 3 plate appearances. Base umpire checking with the home plate umpire to see if he could have missed something, but Vineyard started to head to second base, but Chris Akers was able to dig that ball out of there that nearly hit, and now they're going to call Braden Vineyard out. Might be the right call. Looked like the throw made it down to the base before Braden got back to first base. But they're going to call him out on a pickoff at first base. 2-3. So it'll end up being 3 up, 3 down for the Pioneers in the bottom of the 7th. Still find themselves behind 5-1. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Leading off the top of the 8th for the Blue Storm, Brendan Brock, who's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. John Tomlinson, the left-hander from Lebanon, Tennessee, out on the mound for inning number 2. A square around the bunt is Brock, and he will get a base hit. He bunts right to Brody Melton. No chance of anybody getting over to cover in time. Nice push bunt by Brendan Brock. Brock gets his first hit of the season. Bring Nick Melvin to the plate. He will square around the bunt, pull the bat back. Braden Vineyard will be unable to hang on to the ball as Brock steals second base. Pitch called a ball. He's going to go down there and check on Brock, who slid into second base. Not even sure if he slid in head first or feet first, but both coaches going down to check on him at second base. The 8th hit of the game for Southwestern Illinois, that bunt single by Brendan Brock. Brock, 6'3", 175-pound freshman from Belleville, Illinois, which is the main campus, I believe, of Southwestern Illinois College. Both coaches return to their respective positions. Looks like Brendan Brock good to go. And according to the roster, the only player from Belleville, Illinois on the roster. Nick Melvin squares around again to bunt and gets that down. Tomlinson off the mound. He will throw to Ethan Huddleston covering first base. On the play Brock moves over to third base now with one out. Probably 4 sacrifice bunts so far in the series for the Blue Storm. Brings Mike Maloney, who's 3 for 4, infield in, popped up to shallow right field net if Ethan Huddleston can't make and he does make an overhand catch. The throw home is in time to get Brendan Brock at the plate. That is 3 outs, fellas. I don't know what did Ethan not catch that ball? I was going to say, you're throwing the ball around. We don't have to get 4 outs here in the top of the 8th. The throw from Huddleston as he caught that ball with his back to the plate. Ends up turning and throwing a one-hopper to Braden Vineyard, who applies the tag to Brendan Brock, trying to score on the sacrifice fly. So 4-2 after the pop-up. I thought that ball was dropping for sure with the infield in, but Huddleston able to retreat, catch the ball over his shoulder with his back to the plate, and then the wherewithal, the anticipation to turn and fire to the plate to retire Brock, who's a fast runner. You don't see a lot of 4-2s to get somebody in a double play there, but so 3 batters come to the plate, a lot of action, but no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. One to the bottom of the 8th, 5-1. Pioneers still trail. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Wild ending to the top of the 8th inning, as Logan Molnar will lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 more cracks at Southwestern Illinois for the Pioneers. Lane Funneman back out on the mound. First pitch he delivers to the 9-hole hitter Logan Molnar is outside. Molnar 0 for 1, hit by a pitch and a run scored. It's a ground ball to third. Grant Richards gets a high hop, throws a seed over to first base to retire Molnar 5-3. He had to have a quick glove coming up on that one. It stayed low for the first couple hops, and then the next one came up high. Jake Burris will step to the plate with 1 out. New left fielder for the Blue Storm, Samuel Bonaldi, checks in for Nick Melvin in left field. Burris looks at the first pitch, misses the zone. Bonaldi got in bits and pieces of both games yesterday as that tailing fastball just hits the outside corner. When 1 goes 2-1. Burris looking for his first hit of the contest. Got the only hit in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. That was in the 7th inning, 7th and final inning. Breaking pitch misses. Burris walked in his last plate appearance, and he'll take another one if they'll give it to him. 3-1, and he will take it. Ball 4. I believe that's at least his 6th walk so far. He walked 3 times, I believe, in game 1 down in Central Alabama.
Now batting, number
3 walks in game 1.
Huddleston.
And he had a walk in game 4 with Ethan Huddleston stepping to the plate, who's 2 for 3, triple and a single. Now's the time for the Pioneers to get something going. Breaking pitch on that outside corner. Huddleston has been the starting shortstop, started today at second base. So far been stellar in the field for the Pioneers. There's a ground ball to the right in the hole of Maloney, and he will not be able to make that play. That will be the 3rd hit of the ball game for Ethan Huddleston, this of the infield variety. With the way that Burris runs, that would be a base hit. No way Maloney could have even gotten Burris on a fielder's choice. So
Jace Mizell.
that puts runners at 1st and 2nd for the Pioneers. Jace Mizell stepping to the plate. Could pull the Pioneers within 1 run with a big fly here. Here's a fastball on the outside corner. Not something you could jerk out of here. I don't know that the ball will go out of here on a routine home run swing, I guess. You'd have to stomp on one as the wind blowing again from center field toward the left field line. Burris moves back to second base as the pitch comes to the plate. Mizell does not swing. It's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jace Mizell sacrifice flies his last plate appearance with the bases loaded. That wasn't just a sacrifice fly. He hit that one to the V out there on the Vol State in left center field. And Nick Melvin, he drives one to center field, and Comia won't be able to make this grab in the air. He'll catch that one on 1 hop. Burris will just move up to third base. So once again, the Pioneers threatening, have the bases loaded. And Landon Godsey stepping to the plate.
Now batting, number 30, Landon Godsey.
Godsey 1 for 2 with a double and a walk. After Mizell's sacrifice fly put runners at 1st and 3rd, Godsey walked to load the bases in again, and Carter Vrabel, with the new pitcher who's out on the mound right now, Lane Funneman, swung at the first pitch just as Landon Godsey did there. But Vrabel ended up hitting a ground ball to the shortstop, who started a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. Pioneers threatening to get back into this. First base and third base are playing in. Breaking pitch stays down. Godsey, who leads the team early in RBIs, had 5 in the 4-game series in Central Alabama. Looking to collect his first one here against Southwestern Illinois College. Fastball at the letters on the outside corner, called strike 2. Brendan Brock playing toward the line down in right field. Comia in center playing straight up. And Samuel Bonaldi is moved over towards center field a little bit as he sets up in left field. Pitch line down the right field line, but it slices foul with Brock over there. Don't even know if that would have been an extra base hit. He would have got to that quickly, but he wouldn't have been able to catch that one in the air. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Landon Godsey, the son of Paul and Suzanne. Another line drive foul ball to the right side. Just past the stands, down past the Blue Storm dugout. Godsey appeared in 17 games a year ago. 15 hits. 4 doubles, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, hit .366. They continue to pitch him out away, and he continues to foul pitches off to the right side. You don't want to bring one inside this young man. Very, very strong. He can jerk one out into the parking lot in no time. One-two coming again from Funneman. There's a line drive into right field for a base hit over the outstretched glove of Gavin Arsenault. 1 run is scored. Throw to the plate is in time. The home plate umpire called him out. I don't even know if he tugged him. Looked like he tugged him over the top. But a throw from the right fielder to the cutoff man 10 at first base, and the relay to the plate says that Ethan Huddleston is out. But 1 run scores, and runners remain at now first and second base. Now Brendan Brock coming in. He'll come out for a replacement. Not sure if he hurt his arm or looks like he's limping coming in, as Mason Rohr will come out to take his spot. Wonder if he maybe pulled a hamstring or something on the throw. But he hit the cutoff man, Wilser 10. Huddleston had to hold up a little bit at second base to see if maybe Arsenault might make the grab. But he got over his glove into right field. Coach McGuire ended up sending Huddleston. He is out 9-3 to 2 for the second out. Carter Vrabel steps to the plate. Breaking pitch on the outside corner called strike. So another possibility here for Carter Vrabel to drive in some runs. He could tie the game with a big fly here. Funneman throws that ball down in the dirt. Definitely wants to stay away from his power stroke. So 3 straight hits, but a nice defensive play on the throw in from Brendan Brock, who's now been replaced by Mason Rohr out in right field. Funneman checks second base a couple of times and then delivers a ball. Breaking pitch stays outside. On deck, Brody Melton. The 3-1 pitch coming to Carter Vrabel, the third baseman for the Pioneers, and he taps one foul. Brings us to a Toyota of Gallatin full count. Not sure when the signage for the new scoreboard will be here, but it should have a ribbon over the top that says Toyota of Gallatin along with the Vol State baseball logo on it. A logo that we just received from Dudak Communications up here in the press box. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that appeared to be hit off the handle into shallow center field. Comia will come in and make the catch to retire the Pioneers, who do score 1 on 3 hits. No errors. 2 runners left on base. We're going to the 9th. Pioneers find themselves 3 runs behind. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. John Tomlinson out for the top of the 9th inning for the Pioneers. No changes in the field for Vol State. Blue Storm will send up 2, 3, and 4 in their lineup. Leading 5-2. Scored 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the fourth. Have not scored since the 4th inning. Cade Sanders came in relief of Danton Reinhardt. Comia squares around, bunts it foul. Braden Vineyard makes the grab in front of the umpire. Pitch misses. 1 ball, 1 strike over in the Pickle Field House across the parking lot. The Lady Pioneers basketball team is now tied going toward the end of the 3rd quarter, 33 all. Fouled off to the on-deck circle. Gavin Arsenault makes the grab. Two-two pitch fouled off to the right side. Women's and men's basketball action against Roan State today, and count goes full. The Toyota of Gallatin full count. The 3-2 pitch, swung on and fouled off. 2 for 3 on full count. First pitch foul balls today. Unofficial statistic. Doesn't get sent into the National Junior College statistics at all. You'll notice if you actually go to that, as we have another 3-2 pitch, swung on and popped up in the left field. Hunter Searcy will get under it and make the grab. Talk about a ball that did a little slicing there. That was headed to left center field, turned into a left field fly out.
Now batting, number 2, Gavin Arsenault.
Gavin Arsenault steps in. He's 0 for 4 as the 3-hole hitter looks at a ball in the dirt. Four sports for Vol State. Men's baseball, we have women's softball, and women's and men's basketball. All 4 teams in action today on a Saturday at home, as Arsenault will get his first hit of the ball game. Arsenault will take a big turn at first base. Throw in from Searcy, actually offline. But Arsenault heads back to first base with his first hit. The 9th hit for the Blue Storm. Turner Doran, who came in to pinch hit for Nick Voren at the plate. He's the first pitch from John Tomlinson for a called strike. Doran from Mokina, Illinois. Throw over to first base by the tall left-hander is not in time. Doran started game 1 of the doubleheader, went 2 for 3, and runner off with the pitch, and he will get into second base as the pitch landed it or went right through where Doran's feet originally were. And there's another stolen base for the Blue Storm. They haven't been keeping track, but that's probably about 5 today. Another started to go again. The ball goes off of Vineyard's glove. He goes ahead and goes down to third base. Vineyard retreats, grabs the ball, throwing down to Vrabel at third base. And out at third base, says the base umpire, is Gavin Arsenault, who is caught stealing. A little delay there as he started to go, retreated to second base. And we have, I believe, a 2-ball, 1-strike count to the batter. Now, I have 2-2. And he shows 2 balls, 2 strikes to help our scoreboard operator out and myself as I do it at the same time. Now we've moved to a Toyota of Gallatin full count. Thank you to all of our sponsors and supporters for their help of Pioneer Baseball. Swing and a miss. Vineyard able to hang on to that ball before it reaches the dirt. And 3 up, 3 down for John Tomlinson. First time today that SWIC goes down in order, albeit via a caught stealing. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We're heading to the bottom of the 9th. Final inning for the Pioneers. Need 3 to keep playing. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Heading to the bottom of the 9th inning. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Blue Storm. Number 31, 6'5", 215-pound sophomore Kobe Rogers from Fenton, Missouri, on in relief to try to get a save for the Blue Storm. Lane Funneman went 3 innings. Ended up giving up 5 hits, 2 runs. They were, or 1 run, it was earned. Actually went 2 2/3 innings. Let me correct that. He came on in relief. Got that 1-pitch double play with bases loaded. I believe he had 1 walk. No strikeouts, did not hit a batter. And Brody Melton will be the first batter that Kobe Rogers, it's a C-O-B-Y Rogers, will face. Melton, Searcy, and Vineyard, 6, 7, and 8 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Melton goes up there swinging. Comes up empty. Pioneers back in action next Friday here at home against Jackson College. 2 o'clock. There's a line drive, base hit into center field as Melton puts the barrel of the bat on that one. Good start to the bottom of the ninth. The Pioneers have stroked it pretty good here in the 6th, 7th, 8th inning so far.
Number 12, Hunter Cersei.
8th hit for the Pioneers. That brings Hunter Cersei to the plate. He's 0 for 3, looking for his first hit of today's ball game. Slider misses inside. Wouldn't have been surprised to see maybe a pinch runner for Melton down there at first base, but need 3 runs, not just the 3rd run. Another off-speed pitch looked like stayed up high. Or a whole hand fastball. 2 balls, no strikes with Braden Vineyard on deck. Need a bunch of base runners here in the bottom of the 9th. 3 to tie, 4 to get another walk-off win, and there's going to be a pop-up to Richards at 3rd base off the handle. Cersei absolutely sawed off there. Vineyard, who laced a single into center field in his first plate appearance, steps to the plate. Was subsequently picked off at first base. A back pick from catcher Chris Akers. Rogers checks over at first base. Melton with an average lead going nowhere until somebody puts one in the green or a ball gets away from the catcher as Vineyard looks at ball 1. Kobe Rogers, a transfer, I understand, from University of Southern Illinois at Edwardsville. Is that what it is, USIE? His father, according to Coach McGuire, played for Coach McGuire when he was at Wren Lake. So several years ago. Not sure if Coach wanted me to say that. Coach McGuire is not a spring chicken, so he's coached a lot of guys, a lot of years at MTSU. Prior to that, Wren Lake. We'll see Wren Lake in here later in the season. The 2-0 pitch on the inside corner. If Vineyard had swung at that one, he probably would have had the same result that Hunter Cersei did on his 2-0 pitch. Been sawed off. This is the 2nd year for Coach McGuire here at Vol State, hired in July of 2021, and 3 years out of college coaching after leaving MTSU in 2018. After 6 years at the helm there. There's a line or ground ball to second. Arsenault's only play is over to first base. And the Pioneers now down to their last out. Hard hit ground ball, but just not hard enough or far enough away from Arsenault. Brings up Logan Molnar. So the Pioneers will play next Friday right here at Tim Garrett Baseball Complex in Gallatin. 2 p.m. single game is scheduled for Friday. Doubleheader beginning at noon on Saturday against Jackson College. Then the following Friday and Saturday, the aforementioned Wren Lake will be in for a 3-game series. Single game Friday, doubleheader Saturday. Molnar swings at the first pitch he sees, fouls that off to the right side. Logan looking for his first hit. 0 for 2. And hit by a pitch. Coach McGuire spent 26 years, I believe, at MTSU. Hired under head coach Steve Peterson in 1992. Molnar about drilled with his second pitch today. Years as assistant coach under Steve Peterson, then 6 years as the head coach. Slider misses low and away. On deck, Jake Burris hoping to get an at-bat here in the 9th inning. Pioneers down 5-2. Scored 1 in the 6th and 1 in the 8th. Have had bases loaded twice. And did not end up with the big inning, scoring only 1 run each time. And again, Molnar, tired of seeing that ball coming, boring in on him, but he'll take the base and bring up the tying run, and Jake Burris. Kobe Rogers came on in relief here, trying to nail down a save. Delivers a single to, or allows a single to Brody Melton. Ends up getting Hunter Searcy and Braden Vineyard out, but hits Logan Molnar, bringing the tying run to the plate. Jake Burris walked his last 2 times. Breaking pitch misses outside. Burris not a big home run threat for the Pioneers. Did hit 2 long balls in 2022, had 5 in 2021. A strike called, not pleasing to Jake Burris. Burris coming into this year, 76 games under his belt with the Pioneers, now in game 7. So breaking pitch stays high. On deck, Ethan Huddleston, who's had 3 of the 8 Vol State hits today. Jake Burris looking for his first. But a shot in that right center field gap. Score 1 or possibly 2. Molnar runs well. There's a ball in the dirt. Burris will take his. No, I'm sure. Sorry, I thought that was 3-1. It's now 3-1. The ball popped up, hit Jake. Rogers struggling to throw strikes. Nobody warming in the bullpen for the Blue Storm. This appears to be Kobe Rogers' game to save or lose. 3-1 pitch coming. Swung on and popped up in the infield. This should do it. Molnar doesn't realize there's 2 outs, and the catch is made by Gavin Arsenault for the 3rd out. And the Pioneers will go down in defeat 5-2 and lose 2 of 3 for Southwestern Illinois College. Final score 5-2. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Blue Storm. 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Just leave that up there, Tyler. I'll turn everything off. And we'll be right back to give you some totals after this short break. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back for the post game here at Gallatin, Tennessee, where the Pioneers have dropped the rubber game of the 3-game series with Southwestern Illinois College, losing 5-2. Winning pitcher Gavin Wernsing went 4 innings, 2 hits, shutout baseball. Kobe Rogers came in to nail down the final 3 outs, giving up 1 hit by pitch, no runs, no walks. Getting his first save of the season, Danton Reinhardt will take the loss and move to 0-2 on the season. Pioneers fall to 3-4, and Blue Storm moved to 2-1 on the season. A game that took 3 hours and 35 minutes under partly cloudy skies and 50 degrees. You're right. I'm sorry. I went too long there. 2 hours. That was a fast-moving game. I thought it was pretty fast-moving, but started right before 1 o'clock. I was thinking it was a noon start, and here we are now, 20 minutes till 4 o'clock Central Time. So the stars of the game for Southwestern Illinois College, Mike Maloney with 3 hits and 5 plate appearances, 3 RBIs. Jared Comia with 2 hits and 2 RBIs. No other Blue Storm batter had more than 1 hit. Ethan Huddleston went 3 for 4 for Vol State, a triple and 2 singles. Landon Godsey 2 for 3 with a double. And good outings by Kate Sanders and John Tomlinson in relief for the Pioneers. So we'll be back in action next Friday against Jackson College. I believe they're out of Michigan. Played a 4-game series maybe last year against Jackson College, right around the time that I started broadcasting for the Pioneers a year ago. So thank you all for joining us today for Pioneer Baseball. Thank you to the fans of Southwestern Illinois College who also joined the broadcast. Glad to have you with us this weekend, and hope you all have a good season down the road. Thank you to our loyal listeners and supporters of Volunteer State Baseball. For head coach Jim McGuire and athletic director Bobby Hudson, Alex Qualls leaving the building. Today's verse of the day, we'll try to start bringing a verse of the day. Philippians 4:4, a verse that I looked at today out of God's Word. Rejoice in the Lord always. I say again, rejoice. I think of that whenever it's game day, not only as a broadcaster, but as a former player. I enjoyed every time I got to go out on the baseball field, and it was extra enjoyable when it was game day. So have to wait all the way 6 more days before we get to enjoy it again, but each day is a gift from God. God bless you all, and we will talk to you, Lord willing, next Friday. Good night, everybody.